بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. So Alhamdulillah, in the last lesson we finished off Al-Fasl Al-Thani regarding Al-Ismu and I'rabuhu wa Bina'uhu. Now we're moving on to, we're still under the single, we're still discussing single words like, we're still discussing single words. For example, we're still a mufrad, but we've completed this, or we've completed this. Now we are currently on the third fasl, where we are discussing fa'al, its types and its rulings. Now in this chapter, we can discuss Madi, Amr and Mudari, each one individually. So 3 different headings we can discuss, bit by bit, we'll cover them. وَأَمَّا الْفَعْلُ فَثَلَاثَةُ أَقْسَامٍ. As far as fa'al is concerned, they have how many types? 3 types. You want to move on a bit slightly that way? As far as fa'al is concerned, there are 3 types. Yeah. They are of 3 types. Okay? You got it? So al-fa'al, what's a fa'al? Madin. After madin, what do you have? Mudari. And then you have amr. But what happens is he's brought mudari at the end. Why? He's brought amr second. He goes madi, amr, mudari. Anybody can think of the reason? Because madi and mudari, madi and amr, they're both mabni. So because they're mabni, he brings the mabni first. And then the mudari, this is mu'arab, but most of it is mu'arab. So he brings this at the end. So he discusses the mabni first, then he discusses the mu'arab, because there's a bit more details of mu'arab. Do you understand? So أَمَّا الْفَعْلُ فَثَلَاثَةُ أَقْسَامٍ. As far as fa'als are concerned, they are of 3 types. Understood? Abdullah, following? Ji. The first is madin. Madin is marfu, but it's ismun manqus, so in marfu, so it has a kasra as well. Madin. وَيُعْرَفُ بِتَاءِ التَّأْنِيثِ السَّاكِنَةِ. He's mentioned one alama of fa'al madi. It has bilquwa bilfa'al, potentially, it has a potential to accept ta'u ta'ani sakin. It doesn't have to have one, but if you conjugate it, it can accept the ta'u ta'nith sakina. Okay? Ta'u ta'nith, the ta of ta'nith, the feminine ta. And the feminine ta is always sakina. Let me explain this to you. You have ta'u ta'nith. One is ta'u ta'nith al-marbuta. A ta'u al-marbuta. Marbuta means it's joined. So al-marbuta, this ta. This ta is a sign, this is alamatu ta'nithil ismi. So the ta marbuta is a sign that the noun is feminine. Okay? And the ta'u sakina, also called a ta'ul maftuha. A ta'u sakina or the ta'ul maftuha. Both names. This is sign that the fa'il within the verb is the fa'il or the fa'il is mu'annas. But the fa'il within the verb is mu'annas. Do you understand? So if any verb has the ability to take the ta'u ta'nis. So for example, we would say nasaru. Is that a fa'il ma'adi? Yes. Why is it fa'il ma'adi? Because the word nasaru, it doesn't have a ta'u ta'nith as sakina right now, but we could potentially, we could say nasarat. So anytime you can add, potentially you can add the ta'u ta'nith as sakina, then we will say it's a fa'il ma'adi. What's the question?
Translated as ma'adi is what it's able to accept.
No, well, he never said that. That's explanation. We can say it is recognized. Yu'rafu, it is that which is recognized by the ta'u ta'nith which are sakin. But as explanation, it doesn't have to have ta'u ta'nith, because you may see a verb, it doesn't have ta'u ta'nith, but it has the potential to take it on. So once it has a potential to take the ta'u ta'nith on, then it is a sign that this is mu'annas. Yes? So the translation is, it is recognized by ta'u ta'nith as-sakin. And the meaning is, it is recognized by having the potential to take on a ta'u ta'nith sakina, even though the ta'u ta'nith sakina is not there. Do you understand? Okay? Yes. Now, what we're discussing now we're moving on and we're going to discuss the i'rab of the fa'il madi. And what do we say first? The fa'il madi is always what? It's mabni. Yes? Okay? وَبِنَاؤُهُ عَلَى الْفَتْحِ. And before we go into the text, let me explain this to you. You have aslul madi. Yes? So the original madi is mabni al-fath. So fa'ala. fa'ala, fa'alat, and fa'alata. When you have wawul jama'ah, the ghaibun sigha, what is it? Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alaw. Becomes fa'alu. So because of the waw, you make it dham. So when you have wawul jama'ah, the waw which shows that the fa'il is jam mudhakkar ghaib, then it's mabni ala dham. So fa'alu. So what happens here? The verb ends here. There is no dhamir after fa'ala. Is there dhamir after fa'ala? No. In fa'ala, the verb ends on what? The lam is mabni ala al-fath and alif is the dhamir. That's fa'il. In fa'ala, the verb ends on fa'ala, mabni ala al-fath, and ta is the alamatu ta'neeth. It's not the fa'il, alamatu ta'neeth. And fa'alata, the lam ends, the verb ends on lam, the ta is alamatu ta'neeth, and the alif is the dhamir. Do you understand? In here, the verb ends on lam. What is this lam? Is mabni ala dham. What does that mean? If you put qad fa'alu, if you put laqad fa'alu, you put ma fa'alu, you put in fa'alu, doesn't matter what you put behind a fa'alu, it will always remain dham. It will always have a dhamma. So it's mabni ala dham. So fi'l madhi, if there's a wawul jama'a after it, it becomes mabni ala dham. And if it has no, not wawul zamir, ma'al dhamir. Okay? And if it has a dhamir, if it has a dhamir, not wawul dhamir, it has a dhamir. What kind of dhamir? A dhamir which is marfu and mutaharrik. From fa'alna until fa'alna. In this case, it will mabni ala sukun. So what happens in fa'alna? So in here, for example, if you look at the word fa'ala. Yes? The word fa'ala, what's it made up? What's the two elements in fa'ala, Muhammad? What are the two elements in fa'ala? The fa'il and the alif. Is the alif a fa'il? Is it marfu'?
What are we currently covering?
Yes. So it is a zamir marfu'. But is it mutaharrik, the alif? No, it's not mutaharrik, it's fa'ala. In here, you have alaf ta'neeth and then you have the fa'il. But the fa'il, is it mutaharrik or is it sakin? The alif? It's sakin. So there, the zamir doesn't matter. If the fa'il has a haraka, fa'alna, fa'alta, tuma, tum, ti, tuma, tunna, tu, and na. All of those are zamir marfu', but what do they have? A haraka. Ta, tuma, tum, ti, tuma, tunna. Yes? So now these are going to be what? What are these going to be? Therefore, when you have a zamir marfu' mutaharrik, so from fa'alna all the way to fa'alna, the verb becomes mabni alas sukoon. So madhi is mabni, but it has three types of mabni. Three different harakat. What the asal is mabni ala al-fath. Then you also have mabni ala al-dham when it's wawul jama'a. And if you have dhamir as-sakin al-marfu, no, al-dhamir al-marfu al-mutaharrik, then it's mabni ala al-sukun. You understand? The three different ways? Yeah? So because of this is what he's explaining here. So وَبِنَاؤُهُ عَلَى الْفَتْحِ كَالدَّرَبَ. And it's bina, meaning the haraka of its being mabni is what? Fath. It is mabni upon fath, like the word daraba. It's mabni ala al-fath like daraba. You got it? Abdurrahman, you following? Mutaharrik has a haraka, fatha dhamma kasra on it. Mutaharrik means has a fatha dhamma kasra. Abdurrahman, you understand so far? So it is mabni on fath like daraba. What does daraba have? Fatha. Illa, except when ma'a wawil jama'a fayudham. If it comes with wawul jama'a, what happens? What happens with it? Yudham. It becomes mabni ala dham, like fa'alu. So illa ma'a wawil jama'a wa illa ma'a wawil jama'a, illa ma'a wawil jama'a wa illa ma'a dhamir. So it's adfan that. You understand? So it is mabni ala al-fath on daraba, except with a wawul jama'a. In that case, so it will be yudham, it will be given a dhamma like darabu. And except with a zamir marfu which has a haraka. And in that case, it will be given a sakin like darabtu. Mabni ala al-sukun or ala al-waqf. Do you understand? Yes? Yeah, I'll translate the whole thing again one more time. Have you understand the idea and the concept of what's happening? Yeah? Okay. Yes? Okay? Let's translate again. So وَبِنَاؤُهُ عَلَى الْفَتْحِ the haraka of it being mabni is what? Fath. So the haraka of it being mabni is like
So how would you translate?
daraba. Big mistake, daraba al-fataha. Except with the waw al-jama'a. And then fayudam, in which case, we added that in so it sounds better. It says then it will be given, in which case, except with waw al-jama'a, in which case, I'm sorry, in which case, that's a fa. In which case it will, yudammu will be given a dham. It will be mabni ala dham. It will be given a dhamma. It will be given a dhamma, or you can say it will be mabni ala dham.
Yes, that's correct.
And except with a dhamir marfu, which has a haraka. In which case it will be given a sukoon, or you can say it will be what? Mabni ala sukoon.
Does ضمير مرفوع متحرك mean the ضمير has the haraka?
The zamir has a haraka. So for example, in fa'ala and the alif, but the alif doesn't have a haraka. In fa'alata, the ta is alam to ta'anis and the alif doesn't have a haraka. That's why in here, even though the zamir marfu with it is sakin, here zamir marfu with it, but the zamir itself is sakin. So that's why what happens there, mabni ala al-fath. If the zamir is mutaharrik, then it becomes mabni ala sukoon. Understood? Yes? Yes, you following? Umar Lunat, you following? Saqib? Abdul Rahman, Muhammad? Yes? Now, we had this discussion before regarding something. People differ. Remember I said Banu Tamim and Hijaz, they differ? Banu Tamim, the people of Hijaz. So there's a word ni'ma and bi'sa. You may have done this. You done this in what? Awamil. Fa'lul madhi wa dham. Remember? Those verbs which are used for praise. So if you want to say something is really good, you say ni'mal waladu zaydun. Zayd is a very good boy. Bi'sal sadiqul la'imu. Remember Muhammad? In our awamil? So ni'ma and bi'sa are what? Fa'lul madhi wa dham. But some people say no, we don't think it's fa'l. So one group of people say this is fa'l. And one group of people say it's an ism. It's not a fa'l, it's an ism. But what we say here, وَمِنْهُ أي وَمِنَ الْفَعْلِ الْمَاضِي. According to the correct opinion, fil asah, what's akbar mean? Akbar. Biggest. Sahih? No, sahih means? And asah? Most correct. So sahih means correct. So most correct. Most preferred. Preferred, I don't think I spelled that correctly. Most preferred or most valid. So according to the most, fi means say according. So according to the most preferred, the most valid opinion, bi'sa and asa are from it. From what? From al-fa'lul madhi. They're also fa'lul madhi. Do you understand? Yes? So some say it's fa'l, some say it's ism. It's not really important. He's mentioned a hashia. The reason is we said this is, for example, remember the Arabs used to like children? Pre-Islam, daughters. They used to dislike. So one person, when he was giving a daughter, somebody told him that you have a daughter. He said, وَمَا هِيَ بِنِعْمَ الْوَلَدِ. So what's ba? Ma is nafiya. Like, no, la nafil jins. Not la nafil jins. Ma is negative, isn't it? So you can have harfu sila, ba, for emphasis. So he said, وَمَا هِيَ بِنِعْمَ الْوَلَدِ. She is not a good child. He didn't like daughters, unfortunately, in those times. So what did he say? وَمَا هِيَ بِنِعْمَ الْوَلَدِ. So when you have a harfun jar, what does harfun jar come on? A verb or a ism? No? Which verb has a harfun jar before it? It's an ism. So you see, look, the Arabs, we see example where the Arabs use the word ba before ni'mah. So that means ni'mah is what? An ism. And then, for example, one person was riding a camel. He said, ni'ma sayru ala bi'sal ba'ir. What a good traveling upon a very bad camel. So look, ala is harfun jar. It comes on what? Bi'sa. That's the evidence. So that's the evidence. It's mentioned in the Sharh of Qatr An-Nada wa Balli Sada. You can have a look at it in there. But we say this is also evidence. There's more evidence where you have ni'mat. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever does ghusl on Jum'ah, very good. Whoever does wudu, ni'mat. So ni'mat. Prophet in the hadith said ni'mat. So ni'mat, what does it have at the end of it? What does it have at the end of ni'mat? What's this at the end? Ta'u ta'nith as-sakina. What's alama of fa'il madhi? So we have many examples of ni'mah. We even have examples of bi'sat. So because it has ta'u ta'nith as-sakina, this is what? An ism or a fa'il. What's a preferred opinion? It's a fa'il. So minhu, from the fa'il madhi, is ni'mah, bi'sa, asa and laysa, according to the most correct opinion.
Why did you say walaysa?
So what we
No, walaysa. The word ni'mah, the word bi'sa, and the word laysa is not negative. It's the word laysa. So the word ni'mah, the word bi'sa, the word asa, and the word laysa. So regarding ni'mah and bi'sa, some have said it's ism. Regarding asa and laysa, some have said it's a harf. Yes? But we don't take their opinion. We just say, well, it's a fa'il. So that's why Ibn Hisham says, asfil asa. The most correct opinion, ni'mah, bi'sa, asa, and laysa are also verbs. They're not harf or they're not ism. Even though some people have said contrary. Abdul Rahman, you following?
halatan, right?
Ji. Muhammad? Umar, Saqib? Yeah, you following? Okay, let's summarize again with the full translation. وَأَمَّا الْفَعْلُ فَثَلَاثَةُ أَقْسَامٍ. As for fa'il, it is of three types. Then he has madhi, mudari, and only madhi. Mudari and amar, amar and mudari, we haven't done yet. Madhi. وَيُعْرَفُ بِتَاءِ التَّأْنِيثِ السَّاكِنَةِ. Number one is madhi. And it can be recognized by, we can add in here brackets, its ability to accept. It's not there, but if you add it in, it's fine. It is recognized by ta'u ta'nith as-sakina. But every verb doesn't have ta'u ta'nith as-sakina. It's just an ability that it can have it if you conjugate it. So it is recognized, brackets, by its ability to accept, close brackets, ta'u ta'nith as-sakina. Wa bina'uhu al-fath. And is mabni al-fath generally. So the original rule of madhi, it is mabni al-fath. Kadaraba, like daraba. Illa ma'a wawil jama'ati fayudham. Kadarabu. Except when what? Except with two things. Except with wawil jama'a. When it has wawil jama'a, what will happen? You give it a dhamma. Kadarabu. So the ba has what? A dhamma. Wa illa ma'a wawil ma'a illa ma'a dhamir. Except with a dhamir marfu' min the fa'il, which is mutaharrik. In which case you sakkan, it will be given a sukoon, like darabtu, because tu is dhamir marfu' and is also mutaharrik. It has a dhamma at the end. So darabtu. So now it's mabni alas sukoon. Wa minhu, ay amongst from this list is also ni'mah, bi'sa, asa, and laysa, according to the most preferred opinion. Because some people say ni'mah and bi'sa are nouns, and some people say asa and laysa are harf. But the most correct opinion is these are verbs.
Why is it natural? Why is madhi naturally
Mabni al-fath?
but majority is mabni al-sukun?
Well, I don't know. That's how it is. There's also another way of looking at it. We'll explain it with Awdhul Masalik. Ibn Hisham has another book called Awdhul Masalik. So inshallah we get a chance to do that when you get a bit older. We'll explain it in more detail, more technicality. I don't want to discuss it now because it confuses you. He's got a slightly different opinion. So he's written both books, but he's explained slightly differently there. That's why he said the Aslul Bina is the Fath. And then he's got a slightly different explanation. You can look in there. Inshallah we'll do it later on. Any other questions? Everybody understand? Yes? We stop here today inshallah. And tomorrow we'll go on to the Amr. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك.